Matt, great work out there. Thanks for keeping us updated. 6 people, including 4 teenagers, are facing charges in connection with a violent home invasion and kidnapping in Springfield.
And 2 of the adult suspects are due in court tomorrow. Western Mass News reporter Addie Patterson joins us now live in studio with the latest details. Addie.
Chris and Amanda, 2 Springfield adults are facing dangerousness hearings tomorrow, charged with holding 2 men captive for 2 days and running a drug operation out of a Mill Street apartment. 33-year-old Shireen Brown and 33-year-old Megan DeGregorio were arrested along with 4 teenagers. Brown and DeGregorio each face charges of home invasion, kidnapping, and witness intimidation. DeGregorio was also wanted on an outstanding arrest warrant. Springfield police responded to a well-being check on Walnut Street just before 7 p.m. Monday. They discovered 2 men who had been held against their will for 2 days inside that Mill Street apartment. One of the victims reported being struck in the head with a gun. Investigators determined that an armed house invasion had occurred. The suspects had allegedly been operating a drug distribution operation out of the apartment. The victims escaped Monday and contacted police. Both of the victims declined medical attention. At the Mill Street apartment, officers detained 3 people. 4 others fled the scene. All 4 suspects, 16-year-old boys, were apprehended shortly after. Police recovered a loaded firearm from one teenager and seized marijuana from another. Police are not releasing the names or charges of the teenagers suspects because they are minors. Reporting live in studio, Addie Patterson, Western Mass.